Hello all, Seriously is here, back for another tips and tricks building video, and last time we used a corridor to get cuboid stuff into one of the structural buildings. We're going to do the exact opposite this time. We're going to use the corridor to get floor pieces into glass cuboid rooms because of all the cuboid rooms, I think glass cuboid rooms look the best. They've even fixed the curved cuboid rooms to not have little walls between them anymore. They look great. We're not going to go with them right now. I just wanted to point those out that they actually look good again. Alright, so the one problem with the cuboid room floors, in my opinion, is the flooring. It's very boring flooring, and it's a little bit, I don't know, just repetitive. Now you can snap things to this, I believe, or is that only in the large cuboid rooms? Let's try. Let's see if a battery snaps to the floor. Yeah, look, they snap perfectly in these little things, which is great. Good snapping points in here. But the problem that we have is that we want the floor to look like this, because this is much nicer looking flooring. So how do we do that exact opposite way we did before? There is one tiny problem with it. It's not going to line up perfectly. If you look at that, it sticks out. And it's going to stick out no matter what we do, unless we do glitch building. I'm pretty sure it's Pharaoh has a video about how to do it. It's been a year or two since I saw the video. We're going to try to replicate it here from memory, and I'm definitely going to link his video because that's the whole point of it, is how to teach how to do it. So we're going to do the easy method with no glitching first. We're going to go back to the corridor. Let's go into build camera. We already have one on the floor here. Let's get rid of that floor. That's not how you do that. That's the build menu. Alright, let's get rid of that floor with X, not Z. Thank you, fingers, for knowing what I want to do. Okay, corridor, we're going to snap one on to there. We're going to delete this this glass cuboid room because we can't put a wall in attached to this while this is attached to something else. So now we want to put any old wall in, snapped to the edge of that corridor, and then we want to snap our floor into that wall. As easy as that. Delete the wall, delete the corridor, copy your glass cuboid room and snap it back in. And that's how I got that one in. It's still sticking out the back of the room. But now that it's in, we can snap more floors to it. Yeah, probably, once again, helpful to be in build camera. So I'm going to go out here. Build camera our way into the room here. There we go. Snap, snap, snap. Now, we're going to notice a problem here with this as soon as we get inside. Probably even more so in first person, but look at this gap. There's a pretty big gap right here, and you can sort of get stuck. I mean, your feet can go down a little bit. It doesn't look great, it's not perfect, but this looks great. It's great to have this kind of flooring inside cuboid rooms, and the inside of these cuboid rooms is why you use glass cuboid rooms. They're great, fantastic building parts. So, how do we get it centered? We're going to need to do glitch building. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. I know the parts we're going to need are a paver, and we're going to need to try to get something in the corner here. What we're going to do, I think I might have to delete most of this first floor actually to get rid of all those floors. One more row. Yeah. There we go. Let's put this floor back in of glass cuboid rooms. The other thing I remember besides needing a paver is that we need a 4x4 room to match a 3x3 floor. That's the size difference. They should match perfectly. And what we need to do is get a wire snap point on the very corner floor part there. So I think what we do is we want to have a cuboid room on our cursor here. We're going to do a wire glitch. We're going to press the wire button on keyboard, that is Q. It's the very last thing on my menu there. At the same time as I click the place, and that places a wire that we can drag from the very center point of that room. So we're just going to snap that to any old wire connector. So we have a wire. Now the problem is though that that's on an angle. So what we're going to do is grab a cuboid room and we're going to do the same thing again, lined up. Why can we not snap to there? You know what? I got a better idea. Let's just get rid of this room. There we go. And we're going to wire glitch. We missed it. Oh, darn. That erased our wire. Okay. Huh. Okay, well let's try this again. Now that the room is out, that should work. We're going to have to snap the wire to this room, not the outside room, but that doesn't matter. We're going to delete that wire anyway. Alright, so let's try again. Wire glitch. That's not the center of the room. There, that's on the center of the room. Sometimes when you wire glitch, you will glitch your wire to the surface of the thing you're pointed at and not to the center of the room. Alright, so let's pull this, connect it to there, exit wire mode. We're going to do the same thing. Oh, it won't let us do that. We're going to put it here. As long as it's perfectly aligned. I'm having problems here. There we go. There we go. Now, we're not going to connect to that. We're going to connect to this over here in the floating air. Okay. We're going to delete, may as well delete this whole row of rooms. That's going to get rid of the angled wire. So now we only have a straight wire here. And now we need to find a paver. I don't even know where they are, let alone which one we need. In this one, probably. Oh, yep, that was easy. Paving, small paving. I'm going to assume it's the small paver we need. And we're going to do a reverse wire glitch to glitch it right on the center of there. Now, if you'll notice, the center line of this small paver that we can snap is perfectly lined up with the wall of that room. So we're going to do the same thing, a wire glitch. We got that, and we're going to snap that to anything that's lined up. We've got one right here. Let's just do that. Okay. Then what do we need to do? Go here and here. Nope, we've got to delete that. Do a wire glitch on the corner here. How do I get rid of that? X, there we go. Thank you, brain. Nope. Wire glitch, there we go. We're snapped right in the middle. We'll connect to there. So now we have a connector in the corner, in theory. If I put this room back, ghost image, there we go. You can see it's right on the corner there of that room. So now we need to go to our floor that we want. I like the wooden floors. They look good in these rooms. And we're going to go to wire mode, and we're going to wire glitch or reverse wire glitch that floor onto there. Nope, we failed it. All right, so we'll back out, pick our floor, wire mode. There we go, right on the corner, perfectly aligned, but you can see we're off by exactly a small timber floor. So now that we have this as a snap point, we can go like that. In theory. There we go. We're We want the floors to go like that. But again, we're off by half a floor. Forgot. Where's our snap points here? There we go. I wasn't in snap mode. Large timber floor. There we go. Perfect. So we want 3 of those. We want to put our rooms back in. 4 by 4. Get rid of this one. And we should be able to snap more of these floors in. So I'm going to have to go watch to see how well I did. But I recommend you guys all go watch Pharaoh's video as well. Because that's where I learned this from. I hope I'm right. 99% sure it's Pharaoh's video. The one thing we can't do with this method is get a door into the room that is centered with the floors. So unfortunately, we still have to go in on a corner, or here we can add our hollow door again. And our pad access ramp that will snap there. Let's go take a look at our perfectly aligned floors in here. Right to the corner, perfect height. We can still snap in batteries and stuff if we want to do that. Solar panels, batteries, all that fun stuff should all snap in here. Yeah. Am I not having... Oh, I'm not picking solar panels. And I don't have the materials. I don't have metal plating. Battery. There we go. Let's put a battery in. I'm not connected to my base because I deleted the wire, or I deleted the rooms. There is a wire here. I don't know where the connector is, so I'll just go like that. There we go. Floors in cuboid rooms, the opposite of what we did last time. I prefer not needing to do the glitch building way. I would just put them in and have them off hanging the backside of your rooms. You're not going to be out there anyway. It's a lot easier to have your floors just stick out a little bit, but I do like how they look inside these cuboid rooms. Very, very nice. All right, that's it for today. Till next time, everybody. Have a good time.